connection up on the File Coast. Calling all members and fans of Pennine Ham for the Thursday evening digital net, which will be the last one, of course, of 2025. Quite a few people signed on already, and I'll go to the top of the list of the people who signed on. I'm just going to ignore the two connections that Paul has got on there permanently. So we'll start there with Lou. JKJJ in the group, M0AUG.
M0AUG in the group, JKJJ. Yes, very good evening to everyone, and it's a pleasure to be back to this last one for 2025. The WX in Nottingham, it's been overcast, damp this morning, rain this afternoon, about 10 degrees Celsius at its very best, but not a very nice day. It's absolutely poured down this afternoon. You'll notice that I'm back on the hotspot, as terminal mode on the ID50 won't allow received pictures to be uploaded to the PC whilst the HD is connected to a reflector. Terminal mode is excellent on digital voice, but because the display is so small on the ID50 and it's not in colour, the pictures must be uploaded and onto another device of some sort, and that makes it difficult for use with this group. So I'm back on the hotspot. I'm also impressed with Doozy. It's so easy to use, unlike the Epcom's version RS-MS3W. Anyway, more from me on the next over. M0AUG in the group, JKJJ.
JKJJ in the group, M0AUG returning. Yes, and that's audio there and everything else there, Lou. Fully understand the reason for going on to the Doozy as opposed to the Icon one from a picture point of view. Much appreciated on that one. Now then, we've got Mike and Ezra who logged on and then Keith logged on, and then they seem to invert themselves on the dashboard. So I'm going to take it in the order, please, that's actually on the screen at the moment. So over to you there, Keith. GM4JKZ in the group, M0AUG, good evening.
M0AUG in the group, GM4JKZ. Yes, good evening, Jeff, and one and all. And on the 74 roll, should I say tonight, because I'm babysitting the dogs while the family's out. So I'm downstairs, so not near the 5100. And I won't be able to send a picture tonight, alas, but I'll save it for the first one in 2026. Weather up here, well, we've had everything except for sun and snow. It's been rainy, it's been windy, it's been dry, and not the best of weather, but I mustn't complain. At least I did manage to get the DX Commander up Tuesday after it was laying down for Monday night, and left it up today, so everything seems to be okay. Temperature-wise, not too sure. Been indoors all day, apart from running about. It's freezing, but it's quite cool up here at the moment, so mustn't grumble. The motley crew, they've been up to Edinburgh today, and they're over in cinema this evening. My daughter came up yesterday. 12-hour journey. The car broke down near Manchester, so they provided a taxi for her to get up here from Manchester, and yesterday they delivered her car up to Edinburgh Volvo. So more of that later on there, Jeff. M0AUG of the group, GM4JKZ.
GM4JKZ, group M0AUG returning. Okay, fine on that. Interested to hear more on the service of the Volvo there. That's always of interest to the Volvo owners, Keith. And sounds like good service. It's sent to the taxi up to you, and then delivered the car back up there. That's good service. I'm assuming that might have been with Volvo's own recovery, because I don't know. Tell me about it. The audio was awfully good in the 74, you know that. Please have you on this evening and noted that you won't be on the pictures. Right, back over to Northern Germany now, please, with DL1BJW and DL8BT. M0AUG in the group. Over to you, Mike. Good evening. Over to you.
Delta Lima 1 Bravo Juliet Whiskey, very good evening to one and all. Hope this comes over our newly in use DV4 mini dongle, which we took out of the box where it had been hibernating, so to speak, for quite a long time. But I hope it is working. It seems to, anyway, on the screen here, everything should be okay. So, good evening to you all. Hope that everybody is okay and well. We are okay over here. The WX is quite good this Thursday. We've had 13 degrees centigrade. At night time it's about 8 degrees, but the temperature shall go down in the next few days, especially on the weekend. So let's wait and see what this will bring us. For this, I'm passing the microphone to Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango.
Yeah, very good evening to all of you. This is Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango for the group. Yes, yesterday's Zoom meeting was excellent. It was nice to make the Christmas Zoom meeting with all. And here in Germany, temperatures at the moment are not Christmas-like, about 8 to 10 degrees centigrade, but it will be a little bit colder during the next days, but also rainy. So let's wait and see what this will bring us. I'll have to report in the next over something about the 10-meter contest, but for now I'll hand the microphone back to M0AUG for the
Sorry about that, thank you for your contributions over here. I wasn't able to join the meeting last night. I managed to get hold of Nick on the on 40 metres for contact there, but too much going on at the moment, gets ready for Christmas to be able to join the meeting, so apologies frankly there. Right, over to Bob. Now, November 4 X-ray Alpha Tango in the group. Good afternoon, good evening there, Bob. Hope you're well. Zero AUG with the group, November 4 X-ray Alpha Tango. Good afternoon, good evening to all. Weather here today, it's fairly nice today. It's about 11 degrees Celsius, and that will be our high, 52 degrees Fahrenheit. But tomorrow we expect heavy rains and heavy winds tomorrow, so there's going to be quite a change. And of course, we still have quite a bit of snow on the ground. With this warmer weather and the rain tomorrow, that snow will be washed away. And Lou, I'm using Doozy terminal mode, and I love it. It's so easy to use for me, so I'm very happy with Doozy. And I enjoyed last night's Zoom meeting also. I'm glad that some of us could get together for that last big meeting of the year. I do have some park information, but I'll hold that off for the next go around. So back to you, Jeff. M0AUG with the group, November 4, X-ray Alpha Tango. November 4, X-ray Alpha Tango with the group, M0AUG. Yes, one and that problem. Look forward to catching up to with way up to on the boat on the next over. the audio's nice and crystal clear, and it must be obviously the fact that you're using Doozy and it's not causing any issues there. Over to you for the second time this evening. Yeah, G4IW in the group, M0AUG.
M0AUG in the group from G4IW. Oh, yeah, good evening again, Jeff, and good evening to everyone else on the net. And it's a pleasure to be here for the last digital net of the year before Christmas. And as everyone has said, Jeff included, getting very busy here with the grandchildren coming over for a few days before Christmas. Before the family that live up here descend on us over Christmas Day and Boxing Day. But I travelled down to London last week to see one of my other sons and our two new grandchildren, who are definitely a lot bigger than the first time we saw them. Just a couple of months old now and looking very well. And we can see who's in charge of their household. But that's the fun of that. Good evening to those watching live on YouTube tonight, and also, of course, to those catching up during the week. I'm glad people enjoyed the Zoom meeting last night. It was very informal and interesting chat across the room there, and I enjoyed it as well. And Ken and I very much enjoyed getting on to 40 metres yesterday afternoon and working over 50 stations, including various members of the club, including, of course, Jeff and Mike and Adriana, and Jeff in Belgium as well yesterday, which was very good. And of course, Lou also popped up as well. So good to get everyone in the logbook yesterday. And I've been talking to Ken since the meeting about organising some more trips on 20 metres as well as 40 metres, so we've got a fighting chance of getting a QSO with you, Bob, on 20 metres. But we haven't got any dates and times yet sorted out for that. But Ken is very keen on going back down to the Humber Bridge alongside the estuary there with his portable trolley he's got here in the UK, and seeing who he can contact when it's high tide next to the estuary. So, back to you, Jeff. M0AUG in the group, G4IWO.
G4IWO in the group, M0AUG. Yes, fine on that. It was good to be monitoring the net yesterday afternoon, see who was calling in. And just unfortunate that I got too many things on to be able to actually join the Zoom meeting last night. But that's how it goes sometimes. The afternoon was good, and pleased that the Zoom meeting went well as well. Right, over to Jeff in Belgium now. Oscar November 8 November Tango in the group. M0AUG. Good evening, Jeff.
M0AUG, the group boy 8 November Tango. Very good evening, very good day to everyone. Also to the people on the YouTube net. The weather here, the weather is 10 degrees, plus 10 degrees. It has been dry today. Quite a lot of wind. I put my antennas down actually. Well, the Diamond V2000 and the 5 element I took down. I still have the wire antenna and the mobile wind. That will stand the wind, I think. And tomorrow we are expecting a lot of rain. So wind and rain tomorrow and also on Saturday. So that's a little bit the story here. I really enjoyed the net on 40 meters yesterday afternoon. Happy to hear also Russell and Robin from Scotland. And I heard in the Zoom meeting that he also copied me quite well, so quite happy about that. And also the Zoom meeting in the evening was very interesting and very enjoyable, so I really enjoyed that. Okie-do, back to you. Some more news about also my 10-meter contest weekend in China. M0AUG, the group coordinator number 10.
I'm returning with the group M0AUG. Thank you, Jeff. I look forward to the next next instalment, as it were. Right, I'm just looking down the list. We've got a station M3FWU who connected a few days ago by the HX repeater. I don't know whether you're still monitoring or not on there. I believe your name's Ray and you're in the Gainsborough area. If you are still listening to us via HX and you want to put a call in, please come in now. Nothing else. I don't see anybody else connected via HX at the moment. But interestingly, we've got Paul G0TVB, who's got two dongle connections still going on the Pennine Ham channel here. But I noticed you're also coming in on Doozy using the PS7 LIM node there, Paul. Are you coming in this evening? Over to you. G0TVB, M0AUG in the group. No, nothing heard from Paul there on either of his connections or going through David's node in Holland there. So, back to the top of the list. G8JJJ in the group, and M0AUG.
M0AUG in the group, G8KJJ. Thanks, Jeff. And first of all, Mike, the new dongle sounds really good. Good audio quality, very nice to listen to. And yeah, Bob, if I had a suitable rig, not this ID50, then I would use Doozy on this net because it is so easy to use and the quality of the sound is excellent. And your quality is very good indeed. As Nick mentioned, I did listen out for the club call sign yesterday on 40, and I was surprised at the pile-up he had. He had a huge pile-up at one point when I was listening. I did manage to get in and got a contact with him, which I was very pleased about. I also worked again the G4VZV earlier, and got a reasonable report, although he was struggling at times. But again, there were some very strong signals around. And I also heard Jeff, ON8 November Tango. He was Q5 all the time that he was calling into G4VZV. But he was a bit weak. So I did wonder, Jeff, if you were running, just the 5 watts. But very, very nice copy, no problems at all. I do have a picture. Hopefully it'll go well. I've made some changes to the position of the hotspot, and I was looking at ways I could improve the hotspot, but it seems that it's about as good as it can get. So we'll keep our fingers crossed at the end of the net that the pictures will go okay. So back to you, Jeff. M0AUG in the group, G8KJJ.
G8KJJ in the group, M0AUG, I think. Yes, fine and that, and the audio was very good tonight, in actual fact, on the ID50. And, and you quite right, I said, the audio from Mike and Adriana using the DV4 Mini was good as well, so won't let that continue. In terms of using different modes, you probably noticed that both Nick and I are using terminal mode on the 705, which Nick's been using for quite a while, and I've only just started using. And I must say, I find it quite easy to use, and it's good on this particular net as well for us. because we don't seem to get some of the top oaks that we used to do occasionally with the other media. So I'm sticking with that one for now for mine, but I might swap down to the standard open spot too at some stage. Okay, back over to Northern Germany now and to Mike and Adriana. Good events yesterday. Sorry I couldn't join you in the evening, but I know you did come on in the afternoon. DL1BJW, DL8 PDT, M0AG. I will see you, Mike.
Delta Lima 1 Bravo, Juliet Whiskey. First of all, thanks to Lou and Jeff for the reports regarding our audio quality of the new stroke old DV4 mini dongle we revived from the archives of our shack, so to speak. Yesterday evening, it was a very nice meeting there, and the 40-meter event before that was also very good. We were doing quite a lot with the Ryberkov ground-mounted vertical antenna in the last 7 days, and they had this in use also yesterday. And although it is only marked for 10 to 20 meters use, it worked on 40 meters with 100 watts, it took us quite a long time to join and to be heard because of the big pile-up which existed there. But nevertheless, the one disadvantage of the Ryberkov is that it takes up very much, a lot of noise around because being vertical and ground-mounted. But nevertheless, it seems to be excellent in sending out signals. So Nick gave us a 5 and 7, which is really excellent, I think, for an antenna which is not really tuned to this frequency. Later on I had a CW contact on the same setup, but with only 50 watts into Missouri, USA, so Midwestern state, and was also very nice, very glad about that. In last weekend's contest, also using the FT891 and the Ryberkov antenna, I worked twice into Namibia, into 5.1, and also into Brazil and Argentina. So the main beaming direction, if you can talk about it with the vertical antenna, lies obviously into the south to southwest. So that's not bad for our purposes here. So quite satisfied with that. Passing the microphone for now to Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango.
Yeah, this is Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango for the group. During the last over, I mentioned the 10-meter contest here, and I did an experiment there. We had in the garden only the Ryberkov antenna, and outside the house the 24 to 40 meter and fat antenna. And I thought, why not try to build a short ground plane for 10 meters, only from the X-wire, and put it up on a pole with elevated radials, and we made 4 of them, 4 elevated radials, and tuned in the garden, and it was possible to get them tuned 1 to 1.2 on 10 meters, and this was quite good. And then I put downstairs my G90, which I wanted to use for 10 meters in SSB mainly, and for during the first over there in the morning. It was medium successful, so to speak. It worked around Europe, mainly in the southwestern direction, but in the afternoon it was excellent. It was 20 watts. I worked the east coast of the US, mainly the state of New York, and then I managed to get into South America, into San Jose, which was a distant southern Brazil, and it was about 10,540 kilometers with only 20 watts and the setup with the ground plane. Yes, this was quite successful, and so I think it might be a good choice to make such a setup once again. And so this was quite good. So that's all from my side. I hand the microphone back to M0 AUG.
DL ABC with DL1 BJW in the group. M0 AUG. You're fine on all that. And what have you done with the DV4 mini bike? If it's been a rewire or whatever, it's absolutely superb. And the audio is very good on both of you. And fine on the connections and the experiments with the 891 on the G90 there. And you got some very, very good reports there, Trevor, playing out when you go out playing and everything else. So well done on that. Okay, back up to the borders now. GM4JJ in the group, M0AUG.
M0AUG group, GM4JK there. The return? Yes, okay there, Jeff. So the dogs thought they just heard something, so they've just been going crazy. And it's all settled down now, thank goodness. He says. Yeah, okay. And good evening to Jim, who's on YouTube, I think. He said he's going to listen tonight rather than anything else. So that's good. Yeah, daughter's up here. She came yesterday. She's with us until Friday morning. Then she's off to Edinburgh Airport, flying off to Norway to visit her friend from university and her two godchildren over there. So that's why she's up here. But yeah, it's interesting. The failure on the car, they've had a quick look at it today, and it's a blocked fuel filter. So they've done that estimate for her, and they've said once they've got that replaced, they'll carry on doing the checking to see if it's anything else. They're a bit concerned that maybe the injectors, because that's a problem about 8 months ago that was dealt with by Volvo. So they're hoping that should it be the injectors, they may be a little bit more kinder to her on the cost side, because they're not cheap, as you probably know. The breakdown is via AXA Insurance. She's got a cat with, she's brought her cat up to stay with us, little tuppy, and a lone female at night with an animal and all her belongings. I think it was 25 minutes before the breakdown got to her, and then they sorted her out safely, which was a good thing. So that's that story. Worked the TRC Digi contest all weekend, 41 contacts, all told, not brilliant, but conditions weren't perfect for me up here. This weekend coming, if Jeff's going to think about it, the OK DX Ritty is this weekend. It's from 001 on Saturday morning through to midnight. It's just a 1 day, 24 hours. So I should be doing that, methinks. I did listen on the 40-metre net yesterday, but I did hear Ken say he was running 400 watts, so I thought, and he was about a 5 and 2 with me, so I thought 100 watts was not going to make it, so I just listened in for a short period, but didn't try and make any contacts. And last night's debate was very interesting. I must admit, on Zoom. I think next year we should use the little graphics that you can put on your face to make it more party time. That would be quite amusing. And Namibia, Mike, I just funny enough, I got an email today confirming my contact with V51CO back in, I think it was March last year, so that's a coincidence. And the last bit of info for you, the tiny ground station that I'm running, now resolved the power supply issue, and I've did 953 packets, of which 492 at the moment were telemetry packets. So they've gone up onto the big white ether for the owners to interrogate and look at. And that's what I've got tonight, actually, Jeff. So that's pretty much it. Oh, by the way, everybody sounds extremely good tonight, audio-wise, on the 74 here. And yeah, Mike sounds extremely good on his change setup there. So M0 AUG, back to you, Jeff. Sorry, it's a long-winded one. From GM4JKZ.
GM4JKZ, the group M0 AUG returning. Sorry I missed you out before Mike and Adriana there. Whilst I was written the notes down when we started the net off, obviously, I think after you jumped out and started again, all Mike and Adriana has, and that altered the batting order, which I wasn't careful enough to notice that. This time let's try harder. And same thing happened with Bob and Nick there, but I think I got that one sorted. Back over to you, Bob. M4XAT in the group, M0AUG. 0AUG with group November 4 X-Ray Alpha Tango. Happy holidays to everyone. Mike and Adriana, that TV4M is doing an excellent job, as others have pointed out. Your audio is superb. On to my coda. This morning I did fairly well. I'm nowhere near what I had been before, but this morning I made 11 contacts. The strange thing this morning was 40 meters was better. 20 meters came in rather late this morning, but still I made 11 contacts, and I really can't complain. Now for my statistics. So far as of noon your time today, I had 3,085 parts. That took 10,725 two-way QSOs. I really can't, but that's one out of every three anyway, so I'm not doing too bad there. In England, I have 15 parts. Northern Ireland, 1. Scotland, 6. Wales, 1. Germany, 11. And several other countries which I haven't pulled up because you would really need those. And I don't have any from Belgium yet, so that'll work on that. That'll work on Belgium. And I have 2,776 parks in the U.S. So there you go. I don't think that I'll hit 3,500. Well, I know I won't this year at least. But if I keep at it, and if propagation holds out, possibly in 2026, I'll be able to hit 3,500. We'll keep my fingers crossed and see. And I do want to wish everyone again happy holidays. I do have another photo tonight, and it's a shame that Frank isn't aboard because I'm using one of his photos again this evening on the photo go around. Another one from the Christmas Fest in Kiel. With that, back to you, Jeff. M0 AUG with the group, November 4 X-Ray Alpha Tango. For Tango in the group, M0 AUG returning. Yeah, fine, and all your stats for the boat, such there, Bob. I want to see members locally we have with me, both in the Pennine Ham Club and the Oldham Club, who were very, very keen on Porter. And one of the guys who he's out quite a lot of time now, he's retired, but he's doing very, very well on getting the Porters. So if ever you come across Steve, Golf Zero Kilo Uniform Yankee Portable, Steve is a very, very good friend of mine, and in fact a long time member of the Oldham Club. And when I joined that club over 30 years ago, Steve was my mentor in the club. But he, now he's retired, he's using his time on boats all over the place. And the other one is Alan, 2E0JWA. Alan is very, very keen on both slaughter and Porter. So if you come across them, then you can tell them we all know each other. So thanks for your results so far. Over to you there, Nick, G4IW, Group M0AG.
M0AG in the group from G4IWO. Yeah, thank you everyone for that. And Bob, congratulations on the total number of QSOs and parks there. I'm pretty sure that we're still going to have some pretty good conditions on HF in the coming year. Even if we have reached the peak of the sunspot cycle, it takes quite a while, a year or so, as it slowly drops down from the peak. So I think we can expect some continued good conditions on HF in the coming year. I'm certainly hoping that's going to be the case. And yeah, I missed out the WX here. Pretty well the same as Lou reported, 8 degrees currently. It's been raining heavily all afternoon. There is some lightning potentially forecast as well. And it looks as if as we go into the weekend and next week, the weather condition is slightly colder, not so much if any rain, but a high pressure across the north of England. And that's making Ken rub his hands with delight that he might be able to work some DX on VHF if there is a high pressure, because as people know, he's in a fabulous location for DX on VHF from his home location, and he has a great setup. Yep, Keith, you should have tried to give us a call. I did put out a couple of calls for low power stations. I absolutely wouldn't have minded if you'd come in, not strictly low power, but struggling to get through to us. But we had a QSO with Robin. He was only running 35 watts, and he was extremely strong with both myself and with Ken yesterday afternoon. And we also, I was very pleased we worked into the Isle of Man. That was nice to be called by them. And we were called by a Yota station in Ireland, operating out of the University of Dublin. And that was fun. And we gave the Yota operator an opportunity to work 2 or 3 of the people that had called in to us as well. So they got a few more in the log. So that, I think all in all, it was very good. And I think as we go into 2026, Ken and I have certainly said that we'll do this more often on different bands and some different modes as well. I definitely need to get the club call up on CW as well. And I'm quite sure that the Mike X-Ray call sign is potentially rare enough that we're going to have people interested in making contact with us, especially if they know that we're a club station. So back to you, Jeff. M0AG in the group, G4IWO.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea to run these events, Nick, because I know I found it on the contact with you. I did spot you on the cluster. I think Ken did as well later on. Where the time is off, I didn't put in the comments. It was Pennine Ham, that was Radio Club, whereas Ken did. But nonetheless, we got 2 spots on the cluster there, and I hope it helped with some of the contacts that came along afterwards. But definitely worthwhile, and this is got to be some of the things that the club station does, isn't it, to publicise itself. You were doing a grand job yesterday of chanting all the good things about the club when you got contacts and explaining to people what we did and everything else. And that was very, very good. And I noticed it on the website, we're still showing 73 members this year, which is good. Okay, back over to you now, Jeff. Oscar, rectangle in the group. Number 080.
Okay, M0 AUG, the group 08 November Tango, and also a very good evening to Jim on YouTube. Jim, nice to have you here. And okay, some comments about what has been said. Lou, yesterday afternoon I was using 80 watts, 80 watts in my Ampro whip. So that was the setup. So happy to hear that you could copy me, not that long, but anyway, that I made it through to your location there. And by the way, Jeff, I'm also using terminal mode, so I think we are three here who are using the internal terminal mode, because usually they call that the external terminal mode, just to make it difficult each eye. Okay, no. My observation, Mike, TL1 BJW, if I look to the video, I was surprised that you had so less noise. I think you received 10 and think about S2, S3, something like that, and there seems to be no noise on your locations there, so that's quite interesting. And I'm just wondering, you were using the 891, does that have an antenna tuner or is that an external antenna tuner? That's interesting to know, because I also have to think about that transceiver. And congratulations, Adriana, about your ground plane for the 10-meter contest. I took part in the 10-meter contest also in the V1B section 5 watts. And actually, what I have done during the weekend is comparing my 10-meter Ampro antenna and the wire of 9 meter with the 5-to-1 Pennine. And I must say that there was no difference, actually. There was no difference. So actually, I made most contacts with the wire 9 meter long. So and I was also very happy to work with the 55 in Namibia and quite some North American and South American stations. And sometimes it was struggling to get through, but sometimes it was easy, strangely. And some stations were also weak, and I was probably weak, and I made them through the first pole. And sometimes stations were very strong, and probably because they are big contest stations, they have great demand. So that makes it probably more difficult. If there is too much competition, that makes it definitely difficult. Having continuing working and experimenting with 3DV on 40 meters and on 60 meters and also on 2 meters and 70 centimeters, and I'm still amazed. So I think this is really a breakthrough in amateur radio. That's my personal opinion about that. Okay, and I'm looking forward to the contest this weekend, the OK1 DX contest. I will give that a try, Keith. And interesting also about your TVGS, that's something which is on my to-do list. And congratulations on your 3805 Volta Parks. That's good. I will never be able to do that. But I be sure when the weather is improving, I have actually today I have ordered everything, all my gear for doing quota and doing field activities. I have just ordered that and control that and put that in the good boxes and so on, ready to go out each cycle. But it's too cold now, so yes, I will inform you anyway. Okay, Mike 0 AUG, the group over 8 November Tango.
Right, November Tango in the group, and returning. Yeah, fine enough. And I did just start to read the email about the free DV and went onto the website there, but most of it is in great detail so far. A moment ago, Jeff. The 891 DSC mobile link is one of the reefs that will work with the ATAS 120. The lanes from the old employment when they go out, working from various locations, they have the 891 in their car, and in actual fact, when they park up somewhere, say a reservoir or whatever, they have a fitting actually on the bonnet of their car, because of grounding and things like that. They have a fitting on that, which will take the ATAS 120, and that's the combination that your lady uses when they're out on that. So a lot of people seem to be using the 891. Nice radio. I used to have an 897 years ago, and that worked well with the ATAS 120 as well. And obviously, as you know, the only thing I got connected to my 991A from here to the ATAS 120. So I swear by this one, gets me all over the place. So thanks for the comments on the 891. Back over to the again, and JJ group. How's your AUG? How's your
M0, AUG in the group GAKJJ. Yes, thanks, Jeff. Well, first, Adriana, I'm very interested in your ground plane. I used a ground plane with elevated radials for a long time before I put up the cobweb. But it seemed that you did very well with yours. I did work a few stations, long-distance stations. I did find that it was not very good on short skip, but on long distance it was quite good. And yeah, Bob, very impressive your POTA score there, really impressive. It's something that I've never done. Maybe in the future I'll have a go, but at the moment I've got too much on. And Nick, I do hope conditions do continue to be as good as we've had, but because I'm looking forward to using the Delta loops next summer when the weather's a bit better. At the moment, it's pointless trying to put them up. You've got to keep putting them up and taking them down, and of course it's not very pleasant working out in the garden, except when you've got to, of course. What else? Yeah, I've got a latest project which I'll probably share in the new year. The new satellite rotator is up and running, and it's a much improved rotator. It uses everything that's readily available. So it's I won't say any more about it, but I will publish the information and give you pictures and so on, so that you can have a look at it. And that's as much as I've got at the moment, Jeff. So back to you. M08 AUG in the group, JKJJ.
JKJJ in the group, M08 returning, and yes, just noting again that you got a photograph at the end. And obviously there's not too many people on the net again this evening, so we'll just take a view as we go around this next time, whether people want to call this round that we're on, the final round, or if you've got enough information to come back on another one, I don't mind. It's what you guys want as well. Because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 again so far. The problem with any of the nets, and also the same on the Oldham side, we're looking quite excellent because there are quite a few new members coming into the Oldham club, and so some of the Sunday morning nets have been on just from 9 to 10. We've actually got sometimes 10 to 11 people on the net. And the only problem is, if there's a lot of people on the net, then the net takes a long time. So it's a bit of a compromise, isn't it? This evening, as last week, it could be a short net. If everybody says what they want to do, then we can take it around and do the pictures and fun. doing that to everybody. I will do what everybody wants to do. So, back up to the borders now. I won't miss your this time, please. GM4JK is now M0AG.
M0AG, the group GM4JKZ. Yeah, okay there, Jeff. And yeah, mate, it's my final. I've got a dog playing up here at the moment. With a squeaky toy. Yeah, I'm just going to add, I hope Bob's hand is improving and get back onto your CW. That'll get your numbers up. But sideband and FT8, of course, is the way to get those numbers up on Toto. And congratulations on the numbers as well. That's really good, really good. So all I've got to add is happy holidays to everyone on the net, and I will see you in 2026, believe it or not. And I should be around on the various bands anyway over the holiday period. There are some interesting Christmas nets, sideband Christmas nets, that are going to be around, so you might find me on one of those, that's for sure. So, many thanks for running the net tonight, and best 7-3s to everybody. Have a good holiday. I hope Santa brings you what you're looking for. I won't get a new radio this year, that's for sure. M0AUG, back to you, Jeff, from GM4JKZ.
GM4JKZ, the group M0AG, yes, fine and I, Keith, and good to have you on the net as well. And just a reminder to everybody that obviously this is the last net on Thursday evenings for 2025, and I don't think anybody wants to run the net on Christmas Day, so we'll take it forward to the new year and see where we go from there. Right, thanks for joining us this evening, and also thank you to Jim for joining, who you tell us listening on YouTube. Message for you both up there, and hope you get sorted with the dog. And thanks again. Right, over to you there, Bob. November 4 XL for Tango in the group, M0AG. Well, we'll do the picture this time. We'll just do the rest of the round, and then we'll do the pictures last thing there, Bob. As always, we'll go to you for any other finals. 4X M0AG. 0AUG with the group, November 4, X-Ray Alpha Tango. I'll continue with some of my quota stats that I hadn't given you. Of those 10,725 two-way QSOs that I made with parts, 9,328 of them were CW, 255 of them were data, which would have been FT8, and 1,142 of them were single sideband. So I really can't complain. I really have enjoyed QRP. You know, it's a whole new ballgame for me after all these years. And of course, most of my naval career was all CW, just about my naval career. And I still love CW. But some of these newer modes, you know, one thing about amateur radio has so many facets. It can interest just about anyone. You know, from building to operating different modes, or collecting radios. Some of the notes that I've seen online of people's shacks, I can't believe the number of radios that they have. But then if I would have saved all my radios from the 50s on, I guess I would have quite a collection also. Hi. And thank you again, everyone. I had a wonderful year with this net and with the Pennine Ham Club and a couple of the other clubs that I belong to. One thing that surprised me, and I probably shouldn't complain, but I will. I've been a member of RSGB for quite a few years. They're not offering the discount to people out of country. They want to charge me full rate, even though I'm willing to not receive the magazine, except for one. right? They still want to charge me full rate, so this may be my last year with RSGB, sorry to say. I tried to throw that in, but I had to. Back to you, Jeff. How's your AUG with the group? November 4, X-Ray Alpha Tango. November 4, X-Ray Alpha Tango, group M0 AUG tanning. Yes, I've had to do some researching on the processing of, and for some people it's okay, others it doesn't work out that way. And, it's like everything else, isn't it? You've got to try and do what you're doing for membership, etc. But obviously it's important that you have a certain financial footing as well. I'm sure that the AWRL have similar concerns. But the digital magazines are very, very good that they're onto. And even those of us who always paid full subscription in the UK, the discount, if you want to take the online only, is very, very minimal. But that said, to be able to get onto the app and look at it on the app, on the iPhone, or the iPad, and this sort of thing, very, very clear, very, very good. I've been enjoying that for the last few weeks. And I think Nick has as well. So we'll just come around towards the end of this little lot, and then we'll go into pictures. So what we'll do, we'll go to you there first, Nick, and then I'll go back to Mike and Adriana to close their finals before we get into the picture people. If that's okay with everybody. So, over to you, Nick. G4IWO in the group, M0AUG. And do you have a picture this evening, Nick?
M0AUG in the group from G4IWO. Yes, Jeff, I do have a picture. I just shot a quick picture of me sitting at the operating position in the shack this evening. So I thought I'd just send that through. Not too many radios in the picture, Bob, but just shows you where I sit here operating and where I'm sitting here running the YouTube stream of the digital net this evening. Yeah, Bob, I also 100% agree with you about the RSGB. I don't think they've taken a long time, first of all, to get to the position of offering a digital magazine. But the offer they're making, particularly for people overseas from the UK to become RSGB members, is nothing like as good as it is for me being a member of the ARRL. Many, many years ago, my dad, when he was around and an active amateur, had a subscription to QST. Of course, in those days, there was no such thing as a digital magazine. But nowadays, the copy of having the magazine sent in the post is very, very expensive. And I'm with you, Bob. I wouldn't retain my membership of the ARRL unless they offered me the digital only option. And even as an RSGB member, I mean, for many years now, I have read daily newspapers and magazines on my iPad. I've read Practical Wireless on my iPad. I read CQ magazine on the iPad when that was being published. I read QST. I just think it's a fantastic way of reading a magazine. You know, when we've been away traveling abroad, and I've got these magazines downloaded on the iPad, I can sit without bringing out piles of paper and sit there reading the documents. And the other thing is that as your eyesight changes in life, and mine has changed, and I've always been slightly short-sighted, my eyesight's completely changed, so I don't need glasses now for driving, but I do need glasses for reading, and I just haven't got used to the concept of putting on a pair of glasses to read a book or a magazine unless I have to, because I can read books and I can read magazines, and I can keep them all with me. I can search the copies of them, so the RSGB are using exactly the same platform as QST, and I think it's wonderful that we can go back and search for people's articles and magazines from years ago without having half the chat being taken up with back copies of the magazines. So I think the RSGB has got to do some more work on that, and they've certainly got to look at the price that they're offering membership. Just on a final note, one of the things that surprised me in some of the contacts I made yesterday with stations who I don't think I've worked before, either in my own call or using the club call, made comments that they had heard of Pennine Ham, and that one person said he was a subscriber to our YouTube channel, he thoroughly enjoyed our meetings, and he looks forward to the ones for 2026. Another person said that they want to congratulate Pennine Ham for the work the club's doing and the way we are portraying the hobby amongst other people, and they look forward to watching videos when they come out of the club meetings. So I think that's, for me, that's very gratifying. So we've got a group of people, several hundred people who are not members of the club, but are looking at our meetings, enjoying them, and getting pleasure from them. And that gives me pleasure, really, in terms of the work we put into this and what we're trying to achieve here. And just a final comment, and I know it's something that was slightly being debated on WhatsApp this afternoon when Ken posted a piece about the digital mode RADE for HF. I think the hobby that we enjoy is such a wide hobby that it can encompass people who rarely operate but spend their time building and tinkering with equipment. It will encompass people who just enjoy QRP. It will encompass people who love going out into the countryside and running portable operations. It encompasses people who are just listeners in the hobby. That's great as well. And Stephen Milner, who's in our club from Dorchester in the south of the country, held up his little transistor radio, which he was using yesterday to listen to our digital net, and was saying that he could hear me, although it was quite noisy. That's probably because the radio he's got probably is struggling with nearby stations, so he was struggling with picking out the signal sometimes. But nevertheless, we've got lots and lots of people. We've got people who love VHF, we've got people who love CW, we've got people who enjoy sideband and so on. And I think that's the positive thing about the hobby, that there are so many different dimensions to it. And it would be amazing if every one of us was a protagonist of every aspect of the hobby, or had even tried every part of the hobby. What's good about the hobby is that I can look at what people do in other aspects of the hobby and enjoy and get pleasure from seeing what they've done, even if I don't do those things myself. Long may amateur radio continue. So on that note, next meeting of the club is Wednesday, January the 7th. We have Paul M7CUW giving us a talk about Parks on the Air, and given that he is the local mapping representative here in England, in the north of England, I'm sure he's going to give us lots of illuminating statistics and information. So very much looking forward to that. Back to you, Jeff. M0, AG in the group, G4IWO.
Thanks for the update on all that, Nick. And it is the fact it's such a fantastic hobby. And for anybody listening on YouTube, on the group, of course, tonight, not only will we not knowing a net next week, it's Christmas Day, but the following Thursday, in fact, is New Year's Day. So the next digital meeting will be, in fact, on Thursday, the 8th of January. So I hope if you all last for 2 week period without without wishing you were speaking to others who we speak to on a Thursday evening. So it's all up and we can have a catch up on the 8th of Jan. So thanks again, Nick. Right, so before we go on the picture rounds now, but I'll just go over back over to Northern Germany, to Mike and Adriana. I'm not sending pictures, but just give them the opportunity to do the finals there and sign off or stay there and listen or whatever. And thanks to both of you as always for all your information and joining the nets every week where you can. DL1BJW with DI-BET M0AG. Over to you, Mike.
DL1BJW was the final, yes. First of all, Jeff on 8 November Tango, the FT891 from Yaesu, which we've got mainly as a mobile rig, but also to be used outside our shack, which is on the first floor. Used the FT891 mainly here in the living room and the ground floor. It's a great radio. I can highly recommend that, and I'm very satisfied with its working. By the way, it doesn't have an internal antenna tuner. I'm always using an external LDT tuner, which I truly love. It's a great antenna tuner. I can recommend this also. And Bob, M4XAT, excellent results as always. Congrats to your new quota successes there. There seems to be no end to them. That's really excellent. Congratulations from us here. We are for the new year. We've got something ahead of us, a very positive thing. We have thought about becoming a member of the GTRP club for quite some months, and now we decided to become a member in the early new year, January, and looking forward to that, as it seems to be a very excellent club and giving us hopefully a lot of new thoughts and new possibilities. So I say thank you very much for your company, for this nice meeting. Especially great thanks for Jeff, M0AUG, doing as always a very, very good job hosting the net. Wishing you all a very Merry Christmas and the very best wishes for not for 2026. Always living in the past, obviously. So Happy New Year to you all. Hope to see you down the log, perhaps even work you during the holiday, and looking forward to meeting you again at the beginning of next year. So 73 from my side, all the very best. Stay well, stay safe, and it's nice to have you as friends. It's something which has a great meaning for me. So bye-bye. Passing the microphone to Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango.
Yeah, this is Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango for the group. Yes, thank you very much, dear Jeff, for hosting the net. And thank you all for this nice and informative and interesting evening. And Bob, congratulations to your quota successes. That is amazing. It's amazing what you do with the mainly QRP station. Was very, very good. And Lou, you asked for the measurements of the ground plane. I used for the reflector 2.54 meters of DX wire, antenna wire, and for the radials, the same measurement, also 2.54 meters, and you can use DX wire or something else for the radials. I think it's not critical, and I combined it with I think you say binding post. It's the BNC connector with the two poles, the red one for the signal and the black one for connecting to the radios. And nothing else there, no balloon nothing. And I elevated the radials about 5 feet above the ground, so this is not much. And it was placed about 3 meters from the house, not far away, because we had no other possibilities to put our pole up there and not disturbing something else. And this was quite good. I think if one can put it up a little bit higher, might be much better, and a little bit more far away from the buildings would be also very good. So for portable use, the setup must be marvelous, I think. So this is all from my side, and yes, Merry Christmas to all of you, and I wish you all the best for the new year, and hope to meet you down the log, perhaps throughout the following days. And Keith, all the best for you and for your daughter, and it's good that she came up far away north well, in spite of all the difficulties, and I hope that you will have a Merry Christmas. 73 and 88 from Northern Germany, all the best, and hope to meet you soon down the log. Bye-bye, this was Delta Lima 8, Bravo Delta Tango, passing the microphone to M0 AUG for the...
Delight to be with you on BJW. Thank you both for all your good wishes on behalf of the group there. And yes, your friendship means a lot to the people over here as well. And it's good that we can all get together like this and exchange thoughts and greetings and everything else. I think it's just told that Andy, 2 Echo 0, Romeo Echo Echo, passes Happy Christmas to all from YouTube this evening, and also Daphne, she's DNA, who was on the net the other week, and is also the secretary of GQRP Club. She also passes her greetings as well. So, for those who are listening to the YouTube channel afterwards, thank you, and thank you for this little group as well, and best wishes reciprocated to yourselves. So, just a reminder, the next meeting of the club for digital net will be on Wednesday the 7th of January with Bart on the air with Paul, and then we'll be back to the digital net on the 8th of January on the Thursday. So, that's the wrap up from that part of it. So we'll go back to the top of the list now and start to look at the photographs. So what we'll do, we'll take them in the order of Lou, followed by Owen, followed by Nick, followed by Jeff at the end there. So over to you, JJJJ, for your photograph, please. So Lou, M0AUG.
M0 AUG in the group, GAKJJ. Yes, thanks, Jeff. And I just want to say, Adriana, it was interesting that you gave me the information there regarding the ground plane. I found my ground planes, I had several, work very well, but it was very interesting to see that you're getting such good results with yours. Anyway, thanks ever so much, Jeff, for hosting the net, and wish everybody listening happy Christmas, and we'll see you all in the new year. I do have a picture, as I said. I hope this will transmit well, but time will tell. So I just the QRX one.
JKJJ M0AG. Quite a few blocks on that one there, Lou. What I'm going to do is pass it over to Jeff, who might be able to give you some more guidance as to whether you can send it using a different resolution. Oscar November Tango, M0AG.
Okay, Jeff, I have 93% and quite some blocks missing, actually, just like you, Jeff. Back to you.
Okay then, thanks, Jeff. Is it worthwhile you trying to send it again, please, Lou? Back to you, JKJJ.
Yeah, that's a Roger. I'll send it again. QRX.
Thanks, Lou. 100% copy with me that time. I'll just pass it around the group and we can see where we go from there. I know you're not actually taking a photograph this evening. Were you in a position where you could receive the photograph? GM4JKZ M0AG. It looks like Keith has signed off there. Over to you now, Bob. Remember 4XL for Tango. How was the picture coming across to you from Lou? M0AG.
QAUG. I got 56% the first time. I'm up to 82% now, but I was showing another transmission to fill in several blanks.
Thanks, Bob. Can you just send it again, please, Lou, for most benefit? Thank you.
Yeah, that's Roger. Sending now.
Thanks, Lou. How was that, Bob?
M0AUG.
For SAT, that made it much better. I'm up to 93%, and no need to send it again now. I can make out the photograph fairly well. I do have all facing blocks, but that's fine. Back to you, Jeff. Thanks for that. We'll go to Nino for your picture and also any comments on Lou's G4IWO M0AG. Sure whether there's a block just to the left of the monitor off. I'll just ask Jeff from his opinion. RNHMT M0AG. I have 100% copies here from this picture. Very good, very detailed actually. Yeah, there's maybe some shadow next to the monitor. That would be Jeff. Thanks, Jeff. We'll take off the speakers out here, I think, and yeah, it's just between the monitor where you can see the icons on the monitor. There was just a little micro that it might be a block, it might not be. Might be something else on the picture. Very nice picture this evening. I think we'll take it to a more slot that as well. Thanks for your thing.
Yeah, G4IWO returning. Yeah, I've posted Lou's picture. I'll post mine and I'll post the others on the WhatsApp group as well. So thanks very much for that. And with Jeff's assistance, the other Jeff, ON8NT, I pressed the right button to get this sent this time without any audio coming over the top. Back to you, Jeff.
Thanks a lot, Nick. So it's over to you, Bob, now, if you don't mind, please. November 5 Shell for Pennine Ham, M0AG. Be with the group, November 4 X-ray on the Tango. Nick, is that a fireplace? Where that black spot is? I can see that it's squared out, so I know that at first I thought I was missing blocks, but then I realized that no, that is part of the photograph that back there behind you. From here, of course, I only have a very small picture on the 705, but it could be a fireplace, for instance. Stand by, and I'm going to send a photograph. Now, my photograph, excuse me just a second. My photograph is another one that DG60AY took at the Kiel Market Christmas Mart. This one was taken a little after dark, so you're going to see a little black in it, but that black is because it was dark out. Stand by. Two blocks in the middle there, Bob. Perhaps you can send it again, please. copy with me. Over to you, Jeff.
100% copy from the first time, Jeff.
Excellent. Thank you for that, Bob. And thank you for your comments on there as well. And we'll just go over to Jeff now for his picture to conclude the picture out of the evening. Over to you, Jeff. Y8M3M0AG.
Yeah, okay. Well, some comments to Nick. Actually, I had since 50 years, I think, I'm 70 now, more than 50 years, I had actually two hobbies, ham radio and computers. I was playing with computers from the first time computers were on the market. And I always have looked to the marriage between computers and radio. I remember in the good basic time, I was already decoding Ricky on the radio, and I always loved that. And I must say, as you all know, the compromise situation that I'm living in here, radio-wise and antenna-wise, actually all those digital modes saved my radio life. That's as simple as that. If I would not have that, those digital modes, I would probably give up the radio hobby. Because if you want to do some single sideband QSOs, it's very hard from here. It's really very, very hard in my situation. And I never loved CW, but would maybe improve a little bit, but anyway, I have not a love relationship with CW, so I'm very happy with all those new digital modes, because I like to tinker with that, with computers and with the radio. Before that, when I was living in a house, I had a little workshop, and there I could do some electronic projects and so on and so on. But here in an apartment, that's much more difficult. So on a computer, you can play with those all those interesting things. Okie doke. So yeah. Congrats you on your satellite rotator. I'm really looking forward to that. I really think it's a brilliant concept, and also the proof, the first version that you made was brilliant, I think. And thank you very much, Mike, for your comments about the 891, and also Jeff. Looks to be a very good radio, and it doesn't break the bank as far as I know, so it's not that expensive and seems to be a radio which is controlled by a lot of portable and mobile stations alike. Okie doke, I would say 73 to everyone, and wish you all seasonal greetings, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Thanks for the friendship and for the work, especially you, Nick, who has done in all these Zoom sessions and so on and so on. Really a pleasure. I really have a lot of joy in meeting you all in Zoom or on 40 meters or in here on this net, so I really appreciate that. Okie doke. The picture that I have is a picture from a couple of years ago when there was some snow on the ground and we were walking, and this is just the landscape with with the snow on the ground and the church. It's a little bit a rural winter landscape. So here it comes, QRX.
Copy there, Jeff. I'll pass it over to Lou for your comments, and then any finals from you, Lou. JKJJM0AG in the group.
AUG in the group JKJJ. Yeah, 100% copy, Jeff. It was 100% for Nick and 100% for Bob. So, yeah, good copy. Go ahead.
Thanks, Lou, and thanks for joining us this evening and your contributions as well. And the same for everybody in the group, as Jeff just said, it's a friendship in this type of organisation where we work with each other and help each other through life's ups and downs, and it's good to have this bonding that we have for 2 years across the water as well. So thank you very much for that as well. Okay, I look forward to catching up with you in a couple of weeks' time there, Lou. Have a good Christmas and New Year, and I'll go back over now to Bob. Now, before I start to tango, how are you on the Just Fix You, Bob? 100%. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas to all, and thank you for running it, Jeff. This net and the other Zoom group that I belong to has made my year, and thank you. Have a great one all. 7-3 from N4SAT. Thanks very much, Bob, and your comments and observations and input to the group has been a vital part of the success of this group, so thank you to you. Have the enjoyable celebrations for maybe Thanksgiving and over Christmas and New Year, and we'll catch up with you there in January. So, over to you, Nick, for any wrap before we pass it over to Jeff to close the meeting. G4IWO group, M0AG.
M0AUG in the group from G4IWO. Yeah, sadly, Jeff, I only received 98% of the photograph, but it didn't detract. Just a couple of black blocks in the middle of the sky underneath your call sign in the middle of the picture. So that's what I posted on the WhatsApp group. Such are the joys of these packets of data disappearing around the internet before they arrive at our own locations. But still massively impressive, and I do love these Icon radios. They are such superb pieces of kit. But I also agree with the comments that the software doozy is also excellent for making use of this mode. And Jeff, a big thank you from me on behalf of everyone in the club for your work in running the digital net, setting it up and keeping it going, and thank you very much indeed for the effort that you put into it. And all I can say to everyone else is that, I guarantee to you I get as much pleasure as you do from the Zoom meetings, and especially from all the friendships that we've built over the last few years and the last year or so in Pennine Ham with what we're doing in amateur radio. So thank you everyone, and have a great Christmas, Happy New Year, and see you in 2026. Back to you, Jeff. G4IWO, back to M0AUG.
Thanks, Nick, and thanks to your comments as well. It's been quite a while since we started all this off, and it's going from strength to strength, and as you say, the friendships are important and everything else that we're doing, I think, and I really appreciate that, and the friends on this group as we've got as well. Right, over to you for the finals then, my friend Jeff in Belgium, and best wishes to you and Anna for the Christmas season, and I'll let you close in the finals. 1-8 now, Tango 0AG.
Okay, Jeff, Mike 0AUG, the group 1-8 November Tango. Yeah, thank you very much. Also, Jeff, for sharing this net. It was a real pleasure. Real pleasure to have this group here and Zoom sessions and all the activities around that. I really enjoy that. I would say 73 to everyone, seasonal greetings there. Also to you and Maureen, Jeff, and to all you guys and your Israels. I hope to all catch you again in the next year. But we will probably meet here or there on the frequency. You never know. All the best, and I hope to catch you all again from 8 November Tango 73. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Jeff. Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff. Thank you. combined effort to get these things up and running and also to keep them going with people like yourself willing to stand in when I can't do the group control, and also Keith as well. He's done the sessions and two couple of sessions. So thanks to everybody for that. And best wishes to everybody who's listening on the YouTube channel. Hope you enjoy home too, and I am. And you'll make it regular then too. Either join us on the net live or to continue to watch the YouTube channels. And thanks again to Nick for sorting out the technicalities to get the club on the short YouTube channel as well. So that's all from me till 2026. Have a good Christmas and New Year, everybody. And whatever you do from us or otherwise. And I look forward to catching you next time.